Trade recap. Alright, today, news was okay. Coming into session, I stated that we were bearish. Okay, so, because obviously the way I trade is align with higher time frame. I look at a high time frame bias, find it. This is just so easy and basic. Find a high time frame bias, and then on the shorter time frame, find when price is opposite to the bias, and then just get in off of continuation pattern, sweep, something like that. Always it's a sweep. I'm going to learn continuation patterns, and there was one today actually. So, because as we come into these June, July markets, these winter markets, for us winter, for everyone else summer, people will be taking holidays in London, so price gets a bit slower, so it just trends, right? Which normally happens in London anyway. We do not get big turns, so we just need to stick to the bias, literally. So on a high time frame, yesterday we had this topside sweep here, and coming into today's session, we could see that the 1 hour fair value gap had been respected. So we were finna be bearish on today till we get to some good liquidity to sweep. And on open, this was some okay liquidity. This here was not for high time frame. This is okay for high time frame. Overall, we are in a bullish market on the high time frame, but we might come and fill some of this imbalance here. Yeah, I think we will. Definitely. On a higher time frame. But that's not right now, so all good. So on a high time frame we're bearish, and then coming down to open we were still bearish, but the position was straight away on 5 p.m. where we had a divergence here with ES sweeping. Because we were bearish, we didn't need any crazy sweeps. We just needed something. Kind of missed this just because I was home at 5 a.m. from the job, but it's alright. It's okay. And then Asian lows were here. Asian highs were here. We were not getting Asian highs. But on a shorter time frame, we were slow bearish, right? We hadn't turned from sweeping this. We'd had a little bullish reaction, but we were still bearish. And we hadn't gone to any big liquidity yet. This imbalance here had all been filled, moved on with poor bullish price action, so that showed we were coming further bearish, right? Also, as you can see, this imbalance doesn't get filled to halfway here, and then eventually it does get filled to halfway, bullish reaction just to get into this imbalance, like here, which is some hourly imbalance, right? This one here for the short. So that's why price was moving like that, and we were kind of bearish even with this, and we hadn't gone to any good liquidity yet, so we were still bearish. And then for open, we get this little divergence. Price action is okay to the sweep. It's Asian session, so that's how it be. It's okay to the sweep. Yeah. Yeah, it's just alright. So we get the sweep. Bearish, we get the breaker structure on 507. I mean, 505. The fuck did I get 7 from? 505. We have these topmost fair value gaps. One gets tapped into, but we don't get in on that. But also, after the fact, I saw this breaker. Because this is a bearish candle and then it moves bullish, right? It would be an order block as of this candle here, as of 4:55 and then 5, and then you want the tap and then the move up for the bullish. But once it gets inversed as of this 5:10 candle, it's now a breaker, and the bottom of it is a breaker block, right? Same as this, but it doesn't get tapped because it's on that top fair value gap. So The breaker then gets tapped, as does the 1 minute fair value gap here. And then because this isn't the topmost fair value gap, you wait for breaker structure. So on this candle, when it closes on the bottoms of these others, that's calm shit. So then it shorts here. And then just for the bottom here, actually no, there was a 1 minute little order block ting. Oh, the 1 minute order block's fat. Yeah, it'd just be bottom liquidity, or at whatever point NASDAQ gets to its Asian lows, right? So yeah, that's that. That was a position, and then that was good to see, but then also there was a little continuation pattern here on NASDAQ. As it got to Asian lows, I was thinking like, we're with the bias, there is no reason for it to turn bullish here off these Asian lows, just like last session. So it won't, and it didn't. So it's good to see that. There was a 5 minute fair value gap here, respected bearish on this 550 candle. How could I get in there? There wasn't much. There wasn't anything at all actually. Like, it was just too quick kinda. It kinda just ran. But then when price got down to this decent set of liquidity, right, we get the bearish move. Good price action. This is inversed instantly. Good to see. But then, because we're still bearish and it's London, I was like, probably ain't finna be running well. So then this bullish candle, this bullish fair value gap gets respected, not tapped to the halfway, but then it does get tapped to halfway and respected, right? And if you were in, we don't have a breaker structure yet, so you wouldn't be in. But seeing the respect and then straight away the instant inverse, it's like, okay, nah, that ain't good. We going bearish, you know? So then this gets extended, and then it also creates a fair value gap on the inverse, as it normally does. We can just delete that. We have the inverse fair value gap here. Tap to halfway. There's a little breaker block there, which I marked. Yeah, here. This last bullish one would be an order block. Wait, no. That's an order block, because it's the last bullish candle. Or this is the last bullish candle, so you could say that's the order block, but the order block is only created once price moves through, and as you can see, it gets tapped here and respected bearish for the resweep. It's for a little turn, but that doesn't matter. So we have the order block here, which as it taps into this fair value gap, taps the order block, and then comes bearish just to the bottom of this liquidity. That's all you could really take for this position, unless you want to shoot for 15-minute. Which actually gets tapped. So yeah, you could shoot for that, because it doesn't get tapped there, but then it does here. So yeah, works well. A little bullish reaction, as we can see off of that. Looks like it's finna come bearish again. That might be no, okay. Yeah, so that was the continuation, and it was actually a nice continuation. Just with bias, trend, price action, logic, just being able to see the market and knowing the higher trend, and price shouldn't be turning crazy here, especially with a little bit of an imbalance below here, which gets tapped and is a really nice TP. So that would only be nothing crazy, wherever that 15-minute is. Yeah, just a calm position. It's TP nice. So that's good to see. Now time to start executing some positions. No need to fight the bias. That's what I was thinking of back on the way home actually. There is no need to fight the bias. If it wants to turn, it'll turn at some big points like Asian lows or Asian highs, or if it gets like a high time frame sweep. But even then, it's a high time frame sweep, so it takes its time. Like yesterday, we had the sweep, then the retracement. Like takes its time. So that's good to see. It will turn when it gets to like a 15 minute or a solid 5 minute piece of liquidity or imbalance. Like here, 15-minute imbalance, 5 minute liquidity. This isn't solid and it just dumps through that. This is a little bit better, but it has the imbalance straight below and it's a higher time frame imbalance. So it wants that shit. And it's so close, so that makes sense. And bias, there's just no need to fight the bias when there's no reason for it to turn. So yeah, we're good. We're G'd up.